Welcome to Melbear's Weird and Wonderful. Here's my little resin Santa tumbler with an experiment that didn't go quite as well as it should have, but it did work out in the end, so I thought I would upload the video anyways. I hope you can maybe be inspired by this, but I wouldn't recommend doing exactly what I did on this tutorial, although it does show how to put tissue paper and washi tape onto a tumbler as well. I put out at least one new video every week, so please subscribe. If you like the content, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. So in this project, we are going to need a metal tumbler, sorry. This has been primed already in white. You're going to need a resin. I'm just going to use the Craft Smart resin. You're going to need washi tape. Now, there's all different washi tapes. These are the selections I'm going to be choosing from. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to use yet, but I've got some of these from the dollar store and these other ones came from Michael's. Use whatever you have available. And then I'm also going to use some tissue paper. I got this from Dollarama as well. It's quite pretty. It's got snowflakes on it. You can use any tissue paper that you have that's printed. This has got snowflakes on it in blue and silver. You're also going to need some glitter. The glitter I'm going to be using will be this one from Recollections. It is mint gold mix, and I may use just a plain silver glitter, but I think I'm just going to try to stick with this one and see how it goes. I may need that as the silver glitter as well, but we're going to go with what we're working with at the moment and see how it goes. So what we're going to do, oh, you also need a Mod Podge. You can get these little guys at the dollar store and they work just fine. If you use a ton of Mod Podge, you can get a big jug of it. I just buy these for the amount that I use. I don't go through that much of it. Alright, and I've unwrapped my tissue paper here, and then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut out just a nice sized triangle. And I'm just going to cut the corner right off. This as straight as I can cut it. I think I may do just one more, just in case I do need it. And this one I'm going to make a little larger. Okay, and we're going to take a paintbrush and we're going to Mod Podge these down. And just wherever you want to put them. I want them to be kind of like this on the bottom and going up. And we're just going to try to get that on there smoothly. I'm not sure if that recorded a minute ago, but I'll look when I go back. But if it didn't, all I did was put the Mod Podge on here and then lay down my pieces of tissue paper. And you just want to make sure it's on there as nicely as you can get it on there. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I was going to put another piece, but I think that'll be good. So we've just got the two pieces. Try to make sure you're not dripping like me. And just try to get off any excess that you've put on there. You can always wipe it with a paper towel, which is what I'm likely going to do here. And then we're going to let that dry until tomorrow. And then we will continue on. Alright, so next on my resin winter tumbler, my tissue paper is all nice and dry now, and then we're going to use our washi tape. So we've got all these different ones, but I think the one I'm going to use is the one with the little Christmas lights on it. I've also got this cute one with the little Santa heads on it as well, which should also go with this, but I think I'm going to use the one with the Christmas lights. And I'm going to start this off right at the top here. And I'm just going to follow this along to the bottom over here. Try to get this as straight as I can. Oops. And then I'm just going to cut this off at the bottom here. And I'm going to do the same right here. And just try to get it nice and even as you can. All right, and at the top of the tumbler, we're going to run a little bar of this other washi tape. All right, and now we're going to put a coat of Mod Podge onto the tumbler anywhere that we don't have the tape. You can also cover the tape with it, but we're not going to do that because we are going to sprinkle some glitter onto here, so we don't want to put any of the Mod Podge onto anything you don't want covered in glitter. So you have to be fairly careful not to get it on everything else. The air is so dry in here from the furnaces running non-stop because it's cold. This stuff dries out pretty quickly now. Not like in the summer when it's all nice and warm and everything's humid. All right, and now we're going to cover this in glitter. So I'm going to put a piece of paper towel down. Paper is probably easier, but I don't have any right here, so I'm just going to use paper towel. I'm using my mint gold mixed glitter from Recollections, but you can use any glitter that you have that you want to use, but that's what I'm going to use for this. And we're just going to sprinkle that onto the glue or the Mod Podge, whatever you have. Glue also works, so if you don't have Mod Podge, just use white glue. All right, and now we're going to let this dry overnight. All right, so we're going to give the glitter a seal with the Mod Podge, and I'm also going to add, another little piece of the tissue paper right here on this side because I want this to go up a little further than it is. So we're going to seal the glitter in with Mod Podge, and then we're going to add this other little piece of the tissue paper onto this, just along the line with the washi tape. And then you can just seal your glitter in with your Mod Podge. Just will stop it from, you don't have to do this part, but it just, I find it kind of makes the glitter actually stick, whereas sometimes it'll fall off when you're doing your resin. But if you're not too picky, you can skip this step and just go directly to doing the resin on top of it. I've done it before. It works fine. You do sometimes lose some of the glitter, but it's usually not too bad. All right, and then we're just gonna let this dry again, and we'll be back to finish it. All right, so our glitter is dry, and now we're gonna continue on. What I did is I went on and found a free printable off the internet, and I've covered it, I just printed it on normal paper, and then I covered it in packing tape, just plain clear packing tape, and I'm gonna cut this out. You can either use a knife or use scissors, whatever you've got available. Okay, and now we are going to attach this to our tumbler. And the reason I covered it in packing tape is so I don't risk any bleed through, because I just use a normal printer, a normal inkjet printer for this. I was going to use some of they make so many special papers and everything, but I'm thinking some people can't afford to use special papers. Some people don't have a special machine for printing and cutting out things. So I'm trying to do projects that people can actually do, even if they don't have all the fancy new machines. So what I'm going to do is just glue this down to the tumbler. I'm going to Mod Podge all around him, and I'm going to put glitter on that. Alright, and now we're just going to take our glitter and sprinkle that over all of our Mod Podge. Alright, so we're just going to let this dry and then put another coat of the Mod Podge over the glitter, and then we'll be all ready to resin this to cup. So now our tumbler is dry, and I've mixed up 20 ml of resin, and then we're just going to coat the whole tumbler in the resin. So now we're just going to finish putting this coat of resin on there, and then we're going to let it cure overnight, and then we'll be back to sand it, and then we'll put another coat of epoxy on it. Alright, so we're back with the tumbler after we've resined it, and I have to say my tape idea did not work, so I thought I'd just film it quickly. The tape peeled and all bubbled, but I picked it off and I'm left with what looks like a fairly decent image. So I'm going to put another coat of resin on this and see if I can salvage the cup. But I can say definitely do not try the packing tape idea. It does not work. So at least we tried something new, and sometimes it doesn't work out, but I thought I'd film it anyways. I wasn't going to, and then I thought, you know what, let's just do it and show it as a fail and show something we shouldn't try to do in the future. Alright, and here is the finished resin tumbler, and I think I did salvage this. Santa did not bleed into the resin, so I think this should be fine. I definitely would not recommend doing this, and I wouldn't do it again, but we're going to find another alternative and see what we can do in one of the next videos. But I thought I would finish this, show what it looks like. Whoops, I think it's quite pretty. The washi tape worked great. The tissue paper worked great. The glitter on top of it worked great, but my printable idea, definitely, I would not do this again. And this, it is salvageable, like it's salvaged. I would use this cup, but I definitely wouldn't do this again. Good experiment though, to show what you can't do. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed my mess up tutorial on this one. I put out at least one new video every week, so please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.